On the outside, I looked pretty good. I was slim, I was fit, like in shape, but inside, I was actually a big mess. I had no idea how to cope, how to just live life and function in basic ways that as a young adult you need to learn. When I was a child, we went to synagogue, we celebrated the holidays, and there was a sense of connection to the past, like the history of our people. It was something almost for children, like you heard the stories. There wasn't really much thought or expression given to that this was truth. I had an experience when I was in high school that was very traumatic. I was sexually assaulted by some boys that I thought were my friends, and it made me so fearful of men, fearful of life. It was just so traumatic. Being assaulted sexually made me feel very bad about myself. I felt disgusting about myself, and it was so painful. I think I was enraged and hateful, and I didn't know how to process those feelings. I had a hunger for something inside of me that was intense, and I was somebody who was very about my heart. Like, the drug I really got addicted to was sugar, and I didn't stop until I was in physical pain from a bellyache, and I just couldn't keep eating anymore. And so the eating was a way, and the bulimia was a way of numbing myself from the emotions. I was searching. I got involved in yoga, very intensely into yoga. Like, I even lived in a yoga center for about a year, and we would get up 6 a.m. I was kind of trying to piece these ideas together and make sense spiritually. And one day I heard a woman talking about having a relationship with God where she knew that He loved her. It was like a key where everything fit together around the key. That was what I was looking for. Instead of trying to piece together all these ideas and make something out of it, I wanted that connection, that peace that she had. Finally, I went to her apartment and we're talking, and she says that really what she had that I wanted was Yeshua. I never thought about Jesus before. She's telling me that He could make this difference in my life. And she said that the definition of a Christian was a person who was following Christ. If by that definition you could be Catholic and not be a Christian, or you could be Jewish and be a Christian. I went from the heart. I prayed with this woman that night. I was like, okay, I'll try. So I prayed with her. I opened my heart. You know, I asked God to forgive me of things I had done, and I asked Yeshua to be with me. When I left her apartment that night, I remember walking to the bus. This Yeshua was with me in a way that was really different. It wasn't like all these other things I was doing, and I began reading the Bible little by little. I noticed it wasn't so much while I was reading, but in between readings, things that I had read would all of a sudden come to mind in between and relate totally to something that was going on in my life. It was just amazing. The Hebrew scriptures from the beginning all the way through prophesied of the Messiah, and Jesus fulfills prophecies. This book has life in it, and it somehow, it's hard to explain, but it somehow like feeds me on the inside and fills me up. And I got answers to my prayers. It was more of an interaction. Praying wasn't just something I did. It was something that was, like you say, a relationship, an interaction. Like I would say something or ask God something. Maybe in the next day or over a period of time, I see different ways that God is showing me in my life answers to my questions. Jesus talked about the internal issues of the law, not just how you looked on the outside. You know, you might be following all the rules, but hating your brother in your heart, okay? So the hating, the part that's going on in your own heart, that's how Jesus interpreted it. When God says not to murder, he doesn't want even our heart to be in that frame of mind.